Hi everyone, this is Migs from Sneaks and Ball PH, and once again I'm with Coach Carl and with Dom, our resident sports analyst. So today we just wrapped up Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Lakers ended up beating the Miami Heat, and they won their 17th championship overall. LeBron's fourth championship, his third Finals MVP with his fourth Finals MVP, and he's the only one who has won a Finals MVP with three different NBA teams. It was a lot to take in. The first, I'd say, 5-6 minutes were pretty close. Then the Lakers just clamped down on defense and also got hot on the offensive side, got a lot of drives. KCP made some timely threes again, and the Lakers led by as many as 30. I think a little bit more than 30. The Heat did cut it down a little bit towards the end. But after the score was around 16-15 in the first quarter, the Lakers just ran away with it and never looked back. So I just want to ask you, what was your biggest takeaway from Game 6? So let's start with Dom. What did you think of Game 6?
The Lakers won in convincing fashion. So I guess this was something that we weren't exactly expecting, given that Miami was the momentum was on their side, and the winning that gritty Game 5. So we thought that Game 6 might have been a contest, but I guess the Lakers just it woke them up. I think I remember mentioning that Miami would try to sneak one more win in there, and it would just wake up the Lakers, and that's what happened. The Lakers just adjusted and they stayed focused. And something that I noticed watching the whole game was that every big play, they weren't celebrating or anything. They were just locked in, making sure that they're going to secure that win. As compared to Game 5, where they were kind of a bit complacent. AD with the gold shoes and everything, they kind of expected it. The Black Mamba jerseys, they kind of felt like the win was there, but they didn't exactly perform the way they should have. So Game 6, they really made up for it. And then I'd say my main takeaway is probably the play of Rondo. Because Rondo I wouldn't say turn back the clock, because Rondo was shooting threes, and that's something that old playoff Rondo wasn't necessarily known for. But Rondo played amazing, in my opinion. It was very crucial. He was the main X factor for this game. And as for Miami, I guess you can just say that they really just ran out of gas. Once the Lakers clicked defensively, it was hard for Jimmy to get shots. It was hard for Tyler Hero to get shots. Duncan Robinson was struggling too. Bam Adebayo was probably the brightest spot on Miami. But to still acknowledge them, they're they can really be a contender for the future. They're just a couple pieces away, or they just a bit more experience away from becoming serious contenders. So it was a good series, really good series.
Rondo was in prime form a while ago. There was a point where he was 8 of 9 from the field. He was getting to the basket, blowing by Jimmy, making spin moves on Bam, all of those scoop shots. And Carl, what's your takeaway from Game 6? We were just talking in the back a while ago about how, maybe Miami made a mistake by allowing Goran to get back into the series and play in Game 6. So I wonder, what are your main takeaways from Game 6 of the NBA Finals?
As we mentioned in the previous one, we always talked about if Miami could sustain their momentum and their hot shooting, and today was just one of those days, especially less than 2 full days of after pouring it all out during Game 5. As Dom mentioned, Jimmy Butler just wasn't in it. Physically he was there, but everyone was close to running empty. Tyler was struggling, Duncan Robinson was struggling, as you just mentioned a while ago. Gordon was there, but what it did was it took away minutes from Tyler, it took away touches from Tyler, Duncan, and of course their key X factor for the past 2 games was Kendrick Nunn scoring off the bench. And Kendrick Nunn still got minutes, but it wasn't as it wasn't as big or as meaningful as the past 2 games, and he just didn't get the ball in his hands since he's more of a one-on-one pick and roll operator, so that killed him in. Gordon did help them during when it was close, but overall it might have doomed them because of their rotation getting log jams again.
That is interesting, and another interesting thing is that Goran Dragic is a free agent next season, coming into next season. so that will be interesting. We all have to give a lot of credit to the Miami Heat. They fought hard in this series. They lost in Game 6, but they really made it a series. Everyone thought that this could be a sweep. They ended up getting 2 games on the Lakers. Don't forget, they also took care of Giannis, the Greek Freak, and the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. They also took care of the Celtics in 6 games. They also swept the Pacers for what that's worth. So as a 5 seed and seeing how they grew throughout the season and seeing how they grew through the playoffs, it's very, very promising. And as we know, they have a lot of cap space, they have a lot of youth, so there is definitely a lot left for them to do in the future. So the future is very bright in Miami. But as you know, today is all about the Lakers, LeBron, AD, and the whole Lakers family, the Lakers fan base. Key point, LeBron winning his 4th NBA Finals MVP, making him have the second most behind MJ. He just finished year 17. I wonder, Dom, how much longer can he keep this up?
I mean, our concern after Game 5 was if LeBron can still have an impact, and it seems like he still can. I mean, Father Time is creeping around. I mean, every now and then, I guess, he has some flashes of concern, but he still had a triple-double. He's 35 entering 36. It's just really remarkable, and I mean, it's just I guess another tally in LeBron's great career. So I feel like there's still a lot left in the tank for LeBron.
Over under, what you thinking? 2 years? 1 year?
I'd say probably at least 2 more good years for sure.
I think both Carl and I agree on that too. And another thing is, of course, LeBron is there, but there's a reason why AD is there too. So how do you think this will play out for AD moving forward? So let's turn to Coach Carl. What do you think about that?
At some one way or another, I really think AD stays long term. It's a matter of whether he gets his long term extension now or Clutch Sports, he and LeBron does something next year wherein they both opt out and recruit their third guy to secure the team, because they have cap room moving forward next season. And if AD does opt out this coming off season, that guarantees them some money since the Lakers can get him through bird rights. So either way, the Lakers are settled with LeBron and AD, and they at least have 2 more years with LeBron under contract. Then AD is gonna be there for the long term. AD is only 27, so we could see a new Laker, not a dynasty, probably a new Lakers superpower moving forward from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Next year will be a very, very interesting season. We will have supposedly Kyrie and KD back healthy in the East with the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, the Clippers, unless they do something drastic, will still have Kawhi and PG. You have Stephen Clay with that very high pick that the Warriors have, which they might just cash in, or they might trade it for a veteran. It's going to be very interesting, and Lakers have this well-deserved championship in tow. But early prediction, how far will the Lakers go next season?
I mean, I just want to chip in. Okay. I feel like LeBron, as he said earlier, he just wanted respect, not just him alone, just in general, the whole team and everyone. Because I mean, starting this season, they weren't even in top 5 contention according to analysts and everyone. So I mean, now I guess they earned that respect. So the Lakers should be in that discussion, especially given that they're now defending champions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you, Coach Carl, what do you think? Are they defending it next year?
I have to agree with them, especially if they keep majority of the team. Considering that they're gonna be the gold standard for the upcoming season, whenever that happens, which is probably early January. Since they are the defending champions, they deserve credit unless they are proven to They're unless they're beating in the playoffs. Unless something drastic like that happens, the playoffs starts and ends with the Lakers.
Okay, that is true. And as we saw, if anyone had any doubts, playoff run is still the same, whether he's in the East or in the West. And today is a very happy day for all of the Lakers fans. And as for us here, well, two of them are Lakers fans. I'm a LeBron fan, so that's very evident. So, Coach Carl, can you flex for the camera what you got on? Yes, the Lakers 8 Kobe jersey.
Kobe number
and
8.
then Dom has the 2010 hat, and he has the O2.
I got a
Flex the O2.
got a
Flex the
three-peat
O2.
shirt.
I'm more of a LeBron fan than a Laker fan, so I have the I forgot what you call this. This is like the Pantheon great LeBron, and he definitely, I feel, deserves to be there in the Pantheon of the greats. And so it was good covering the NBA Finals with you guys, and I just like to give a very big thank you, and thank you to everyone who's watched all of the episodes that we've done. So I guess we'll see each other in the off season. And if you like the video,
Sure.
please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. If you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for any future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Then if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot. Here's Sneaks and Ball, PH.